Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to why Resurrection F was a disaster, Dragon Ball Super. I'm not familiar with this, but we gonna watch it anyway. Without further ado, let's get right into it.
We're gonna go over the narrative disaster known as Resurrection F. So the movie starts out with
my Dragon Ball days
to an alien named
kind of stopped around 2008, 2009.
Sorbet and his henchman Tagoma seek to revive Frieza with the Dragon Balls and head to Earth, encountering the Pilaf gang, who virtually have no relationship with them whatsoever. At the same time, Gohan and Piccolo send some evil energy on Earth, but for some reason, nobody does anything to investigate. They instead wait until Sorbet summons Shenron with the Dragon Balls and still choose to do nothing, knowing that someone could be wishing for something of consequence. Frieza is revived, though in pieces due to his massacre at the hands of future Trunks many years ago. Sorbet and Tagoma take the Tyrant to his mothership and piece him back together, and for some reason he emerges in his first form instead of his final form, but whatever. Tagoma and another henchman, Shisami, introduce themselves to Frieza, and Sorbet notes that the two of them rival Zarbon and Dodoria at their peaks, but I'll get to that later. The possibility of reviving King Cold is considered for a half second, but Frieza's just like, nah, I'm good, and kills some random soldier shortly after. Frieza plans to immediately return to Earth and eliminate Goku and future Trunks for good, but Tagoma speaks up and politely suggests that Frieza shift his focus on conquering the rest of the universe for now. Frieza doesn't like that though and flicks Tagoma out of his spaceship window, killing one of the two strongest members left in his forces. You'd think Frieza would have thought that through, given he could have had more men at his disposal, but the choice to kill Tagoma was amazing compared to the alternative we got in the anime. Frieza's informed that Goku's grown incredibly strong over the years he's been away and decides to train for the next 4 months, assuming that if he puts his all into it, he can achieve a power level of 1.3 million. Damn. There's a lot to unpack here, but this number's a little weird given Frieza's second form's power level was 1 million on Namek, so you'd think training for the first time in his life coupled with his added forms would produce a much higher number. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyways, 4 months pass and Jaco makes his way to Earth to warn Bulma that Frieza is on his way, but with there only being 1 hour left until his arrival, Bulma frantically goes to warn Earth's defenders. Krillin is one of the very few who get the call and asserts they have Gohan and Majin Buu to help while Goku and Vegeta are away, but for some reason Buu just never appears and nobody talks about him anymore in the movie. In space, Frieza and Sorbet go over their plan before arriving on Earth, and Frieza mentions a contingency in case things don't go as planned, which I'll touch on later. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta are training with Whis on Beerus' planet. Vegeta for some reason thinks he can take on a literal angel by himself and gets knocked out. Whis warns Goku and Vegeta of their weaknesses in battle, but as we'll see later from Goku, this lesson goes in one ear and right out the other. Back on Earth, Frieza finally arrives with a little over 1,000 men to invade. Where he got them from in such little time, who knows? At the same time, Gohan and Piccolo are headed toward his landing site, and Gohan is in a terrible looking tracksuit and completely unprepared for battle. Frieza emerges from his ship and completely wipes out North City for some reason, but you know, whatever, Dragon Balls, I guess. This doesn't really annoy me, but Tien sees this and is headed toward his location, vowing to make Frieza pay, which we all know isn't gonna happen.
Bruh, get Tien the fuck out of here, bro.
And Tien says he didn't bring along Chaozu or Yamcha because Frieza's men would be too powerful for them. Here's my issue with this. I understand Chaozu completely, but Yamcha is one of the strongest humans around. You're telling me he couldn't handle a few of Frieza's soldiers? Moving on, Gohan says he didn't bring Goten or Trunks either, and while the anime adaptation of their arrival pretty much meant nothing, I think a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks would have done more good for the battle overall than Gohan's sorry excuse for power, which I'll get to in a moment. Krillin and Master Roshi arrive next, which frustrates me even more because Master Roshi taking part in the battle over Yamcha is just crazy to me. They bring a few sensu beans as usual, and after questioning Gohan's absurd outfit, Master Roshi wonders if the half Saiyan's been keeping up with his training. Of course, he says no, and then he says he might be able to turn Super Saiyan if he wants to. Might? I'm just glad Gohan's redeemed himself power-wise in the new chapters of Super, because this movie was so hard to watch as a Gohan fan. Frieza's getting tired of waiting for Goku and immediately recognizes Krillin, and after insulting him and revealing that he was brought back to life with the Dragon Balls, Piccolo confirms that the evil energy he felt at the beginning of the movie was responsible for Frieza's arrival. I mean, duh, I just don't know how he could blame anyone other than himself though. You felt evil energy, then noticed Shenron being summoned and did nothing to investigate. day.
Exactly.
Bulma arrives on the battlefield with Jaco and trash talks Frieza, fully aware that he could just destroy the planet if he wanted to. I'd be fine with a quick insult, but Bulma just kept going. It was like she didn't care at all about potentially being killed. She thought she could rely on Gohan's strength, but when he said he wouldn't stand a chance, she tried to de-escalate the situation. Like someone put a muzzle on her, please. Frieza unleashes his 1,000 plus men on Gohan and the others, and Master Roshi estimates they'll need to take out 170 soldiers each. This should honestly be light work for everyone, but as we'll soon see, it was anything but. Everyone splits up and you see Tien using a tri-beam to eliminate a bunch of soldiers at once, but a ton more come pouring in, which really confused me. Tien's tri-beam in the Cell Saga was capable of holding back a semi-perfect Cell. Honestly, one blast from him should have been enough to wipe everyone out. When we cut to Master Roshi, he's literally winded already. Like seriously, Yamcha couldn't have taken his place? Everyone else seems to be holding their own, but Gohan is getting pressed by Frieza's soldiers like he didn't defeat Perfect Cell. Like come on bro. To be honest, I thought Piccolo would have had a handle on things best, but when he launched a barrage of ki blasts toward Frieza's men, they all pretty much dodged it and he was standing confused. Krillin nearly got himself killed in the fray as well until he was saved by Gohan after he slammed into a tree. You know, as I'm going through their individual battles, it's really crazy how unprepared and weak the Z fighters were all portrayed in this movie. Piccolo and the others are typically battle ready, so seeing them struggle with Frieza's men is just weird to me. Anyway, Frieza's soldiers are eventually defeated for the most part, and Shisami decides to join the battle. He goes for Piccolo first, and Piccolo actually has trouble with him. After using his special beam cannon, he assumed Shisami was dead and got knocked out temporarily. Like bro, were you not sensing ki? Are you out of practice? This is the same Piccolo who fused with Nail on Namek, battled second form Frieza, fused with Kami on Earth, battled Imperfect Cell, and endured all of the hardships of the Buu Saga. For him to struggle with an enemy that was stated to rival Zarbon and Dodoria at their peaks, it literally makes no sense. Vegeta was strong enough to defeat Zarbon and Dodoria on Namek before going Super Saiyan, and Piccolo was stated to be stronger than a Super Saiyan in the Cell Saga. Not to mention Piccolo never stops training, so the regress to his power and character was hard to watch. And as if Piccolo didn't look bad enough, rusty, and I mean rusty, Gohan stepped in and powered up to Super Saiyan, one-shotting Shisami and knocking him out. Piccolo should have been able to do that without breaking a sweat, but let's just move on. Looking down at his men injured and broken, Frieza just decides to negate all his hard work in finding them for the past 4 months and eliminate them all. I mean, no big deal, I guess. He then just stares at Gohan and demonstrates his new power by punching him in the gut, and Gohan falls unconscious. Not only that, but Krillin couldn't hear a heartbeat at all, meaning Gohan was literally on the verge of dying with one punch with Frieza's first form. Piccolo revives him and the group wastes the Sensu beam. Then everyone stares at Frieza and pretty much waits for their deaths. On Beerus' planet, the Oracle Fish comes in clutch by telling Whis that he missed a call from Earth. A lot of people overlook this, but Whis is known for missing a lot of calls, so a few more moments unchecked and Frieza would have killed everyone and destroyed the Earth. Bulma manages to get in contact with Goku and Vegeta, and they lock onto their friends' energies to get to Earth via instant transmission. Frieza powers up to his final form, and Goku fights in base form for a little. Now, this was actually something I liked, because Goku was dominating Frieza at first. 4 months of training shouldn't close the gap between literal years of training, but we'll get to that. One part of the movie that honestly could have been left out was Vegeta's anger with Goku for not tagging him in to fight. The momentum of Goku and Frieza's battle was interrupted for a practically meaningless moment between the Saiyans, which ultimately meant nothing by the end of the movie.
This nigga Vegeta is a crash out.
Could somehow see Vegeta punching Goku in the air? Like, since when can Bulma see anyone fighting that far away? Anyways, Goku and Frieza finally decide to get serious, and Goku transforms into probably the second worst transformation in Dragon Ball Super, Super Saiyan Blue. The reveal for this form was strange too, because there wasn't really any build up for it, it just came out of nowhere. Regardless though, Frieza decided to transform and unveils Golden Frieza, proceeding to whoop Goku after coming to terms with his power a bit. I don't think I need to explain why this doesn't make sense, but I'm going to anyway. Goku admitted he was having trouble, even after years of training, fighting Cell, defeating Majin Buu, battling a god of destruction, and training with a literal angel. How could Frieza, who had never trained a day in his life, suddenly work hard for 4 months and be on par with the power of a god? Moving on, when Frieza sees Beerus, he nearly pees his pants thinking he's come to stop him, but doesn't question at all why he's on Earth enjoying a bowl of ice cream. Beerus says he's not there to take sides and vows to protect Bulma from Frieza so long as he gets more food. And as if the Z fighters didn't look bad enough, enough, everyone rushes to Beerus' side, including Piccolo. After being informed by Goku and Vegeta that he stands no chance against them because he didn't train long enough, Frieza attempts to end the battle quickly, but Goku gains the upper hand again. Standing over his longtime enemy, attempting to give him a chance to leave Earth and kill some other people in the universe, Goku drops his guard as Frieza signals Sorbet for their mysterious contingency plan from earlier. Turns out, this contingency plan was just a ring laser from Sorbet that miraculously shoots a Super Saiyan Blue Goku through the heart and knocks him down to base form. This was only the beginning of Blue's downfall though. I really don't know why so many people defend it. Goku may have been down, but Frieza was far from finished. He proceeded to torture the Saiyan for a while, and Vegeta, the only person who could help, decided to let it play out in silence. After Frieza broke the fourth wall a bit and stated what we were all thinking about Goku being too overconfident for his own good, he suddenly got the ridiculous idea to offer Vegeta the chance to kill Goku himself and earn a spot back in the Frieza Force. This logic makes no sense at all, and Bulma's a fool for thinking her husband would actually do it. I don't know where Frieza got it in his head that Vegeta hated Goku that much that he'd be willing to kill the only remaining full-blooded Saiyan at the time and repledge his loyalty to the man who literally destroyed his homeworld. Frieza also didn't do his research in the slightest before heading back to Earth. How did you not know that Goku and future Trunks weren't the only Super Saiyans? It's like the only knowledge he had about anything over the years was what he was told directly and what happened to him before he was cut into pieces. Vegeta transforms to Super Saiyan Blue and completely dominates Frieza, but it could be argued that Frieza was already tired, and thus this fight was the equivalent of Vegeta just eating the crumbs off Goku's plate. The studio couldn't even let Vegeta have that though, because right before he dealt the final blow to Frieza, he flexed his arms a little and completely blew up the Earth. Keep in mind, this killed everyone aside from who we saved in his barrier, including Vegeta. But oops, it was revealed that Frieza was still likely alive because his race can survive in space. I find it weird too that Gohan didn't say anything about his wife and daughter being caught in the explosion. Bro was tweaking out hard in this movie. Anyways, Goku was given another chance by Beerus and Whis to make things right, as Whis had a reset button, using it to turn back time right before the moment Frieza blew up the Earth. Keep in mind that the reset could only be done in a 3-minute time span, meaning Frieza's destruction of the Earth and the conversation between everyone in space coincidentally fit in a 3-minute time interval. Goku launches in and kills Frieza with a lethal Kamehameha, and when Vegeta gets mad at Goku for stealing his prey, Bulma yells out to Vegeta that Goku just saved him and the entire world. This really annoys me because Goku is getting too much credit here. It was because of him that the Earth was destroyed in the first place, as he didn't finish Frieza off, and when we stepped in to fix his mess, now suddenly Goku's the hero? Goku then just talks to Vegeta and questions if they should start working together to avoid dying, but Vegeta's just like, nah, I'd rather die, and Goku agrees as the movie ends.
Okay. Yeah, I did this. The plot armor here is terrible. I ain't gonna even hold you. The plot armor here was terrible. Oh my god. Yeah, this would confuse the fuck out of me. As one of the OG viewers of the OG Dragon Ball Z, this would confuse the fuck out of me. Make no sense, make no sense, make no sense. This would confuse the fuck out of me. As somebody that watched the OG Dragon Ball Z series, bro, this would throw me for a loop, bro. The plot armor here would just, I would cut it off midway through. But anyway, still, let's just go about doing for this one. Most definitely, man. The plot armor here is terrible. Oh my god. I guess I wasn't missing out on too much from Dragon Ball Z during this time frame, I guess. But anyways, though, let's just go about do it for this. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Till then, deuces.